Your past will always be connected to your present and your future for the rest of your life. How many of you have ever gone to see a therapist? Has anybody ever gone to see a professional, doctor, or therapist, or whatever, to talk about some things in your life that might be bothering you? Maybe you're not happy, right? Maybe you feel like you're just in the same spot in your life. You're not going anywhere, you're not saving money, you've got the same type of job and you're not feeling good about it. Maybe you're always angry, or you're depressed and crying, or you're feeling anxious, and you know something is not right. So you take steps to try to help yourself. And you go find a doctor and you sit down with them. And these therapists, these doctors, are people who study the human mind, right? They study how the mind works. So what are some of the first questions they ask you when they're trying to help you figure out how to get better? Well, they ask you about your childhood, right? They ask you to talk to them about how you were growing up, how your parents are. Are they still married? Are they divorced? Did you have a good relationship with them? What about brothers and sisters? Did you get along with your brothers and sisters, and how was that relationship and the overall family relationship, right? They ask you to talk about any past experiences that you went through that stand out in your memory that you will never forget. And they'll ask you, why do you think you'll never forget that particular moment? And if they hear something that they feel is interesting, then they'll focus on that particular experience. Why? Why do they ask you a million questions about your past? Because everything that you are right now is directly related to everything that happened to you in the past. And it's going to stay connected in your life that way until the day that you die. Okay? Every experience that you have ever gone through, every decision that you have made, every emotional response to a situation is all related to things that we have gone through in the past. Some women that I know, they say all men suck, right? I had a friend of mine, all men suck. Oh, well, that guy, he was nice, he said, oh, you look beautiful, right? Yeah, well, all guys say that. Really? Well, how many men have you dated in your past? A lot, Robert. I know what I'm talking about. At least five men. Really? So in the total population of men on this planet, you date 5, it didn't work out, and now all the rest of the billions of men are the same, and they suck, and they're all liars, right? This is an example of how your past will affect you today and tomorrow. Anger issues, anxiety, all those mental illnesses are a lot of times some of it is in the genes, unfortunately, some of it's in the blood, but then we do have issues that are caused by past experiences. And this is why these doctors sit down with us and help us figure out our past, because once you understand the past, once you understand yourself and why you've been making all these choices, or why you're in the same position that you're in life, why can't you hold a relationship? Why can't you hold a job? Once you figure all that shit out from your past, it will help you today and tomorrow, so you don't continue to make the same mistakes. And if you have a good life and you're very happy where you are right now, you still want to take a look at everything that you've done in the past, because you want to either continue in the right direction or you want to make things better, right? You want to build, you want to keep building up, moving up. So you look at things that you've done in the past and you say, hey, well, in the past I've done this and it worked out pretty good for me. Maybe next time I can add this, or I can do this, or I'll make this choice instead, and continue building yourself up. Either way, you still always have to look at your past, study it, understand yourself, and the more you understand yourself, the better off you will be. That's why the past is always going to matter until the end of your life. So when you're going through something difficult, when we're going through a very painful time in life, we're hurt, broken, crying, or maybe, like I said before, maybe you're just stuck and you're trying to figure out why. Why are you in this position? Why did this happen? Why did your relative die of cancer? Why did your son die in a car accident? Why are you sick? Or why did you get divorced, right? You're going through something really, really painful. What is the first thing that we do? We look for answers, right? We want answers. We want to know that there is some kind of a special reason that we're going through whatever shit that we're dealing with. And a lot of times, you know what we do? A lot of times we make excuses. We make excuses for ourselves. So what happens when we screw up a marriage or a relationship? What do we say? Well, I guess it wasn't meant to be, right? Or you'll say, well, you know what? It doesn't matter because now it's in the past. Just have to look forward. Look at what's in front of me, right? We'll say shit like that. If we make a mistake and we screw up really bad, right? If it's our fault, what do some of us say? Well, you know what? I'm not perfect and nobody is. And God's going to forgive me. We'll tell ourselves that, right? But what's really happening? Think about this. Now, I'm not saying everybody's the same, but a lot of us will tell ourselves these excuses. But then years later, we're still doing the same shit. We're still making the same mistakes. We're still not saving money. We're still not trying to build a future or really make choices needed to get out of the situation that we're in. We're still lying or cheating or doing whatever it is that we're doing. And every time you get to a dead end in your life, you tell yourself the same shit. Oh, it's in the past. Just gotta look forward. I'm not perfect. I make mistakes. And, you've got your life. I'll live life my way. This is my way. This is your way. And we end up using these statements more as a crutch to lean on, as an excuse to try to make ourselves feel better. And why is that? That's because we don't want... Who likes to be told you're wrong? Do you want to be told that the way you've been living your life for the past several years has been shit, or you're wrong, you've been doing it all wrong, you've been making mistakes this entire time? Nobody likes to be told that, right? A lot of times we fuck up really bad. We'll hurt somebody. You get divorced, your entire life is destroyed. And then we want to feel better about the situation. So we try to justify things that we've done. Again, going back to the excuses. Well, I'm not perfect, Well, they hurt me first. So it was okay for me to hurt them. We tell ourselves sometimes the dumbest shit instead of sitting down and accepting that we made a mistake. We have a problem. How can we fix this problem? Why did I make this decision? Why did I hurt this person? Why am I always lying? Why can't I hold on to a relationship? Or like I said earlier, why am I always quitting jobs and getting new jobs and I can't hold on to a job and I can't save money for my life? I can't do anything, We don't want to face the fact that some of us have issues that we need to get over, that we need to confront. And so we make these excuses to make ourselves feel better, and we don't really take care of the real problem. And, unfortunately, it's going to hurt sometimes when you have to accept the fact that not only are you not perfect, not only am I not perfect, but I keep making this mistake, this mistake, mistake. Why? Why? The answers are in your past, your childhood, the different experiences that you've had growing up, whether it's in school, high school, college, at a job, maybe something happened to you at a particular job that you had, or a family gathering situation. There could be a whole bunch of different things that you may have been through, okay? But you need to stop making excuses for yourself, especially, like I said earlier, if you are in the same position in your life. You know, maybe you've got a job and you're paying your bills and everything seems comfortable, but there's something in here that's missing. You're not happy. And every time you make a plan for yourself, you never stick to it. You know, we make those New Year's resolutions, for example, or you say, you know what, tomorrow's a new day and I'm going to start this, and I'm going to start doing this, and I'm going to start going to the gym, and I'm going to start changing my diet, and I'm going to start saving money. But then you never really stick to it, and then we continue to make excuses for ourselves, right? If you're in that position in your life and you're asking yourself, what the hell am I doing here? What am I doing? What's going on with my life? Then you need to start looking at all the choices that you've made in the past and start trying to figure yourself out. And don't keep telling yourself, well, you know what? It's in the past. You live your way, I live my way. Okay? Because again, you know, opinions, not everything in life is subject to opinion. Holy shit. You know, opinions are for beer, food, movies, and video games. Okay? When it comes to real life and trying to get ahead and be successful and make changes in your life to get to a good, positive place, there's a right way to do things and there's a fucking wrong way to go about doing things, okay? And again, a lot of times, you know, you want to know, what are you doing wrong? And then someone tells you, well, you shouldn't be doing this with your life, you shouldn't be doing this, and this is not how you need to look at this and this. And then we'll say, well, you know what? You live your life your way, I've got my way. And you completely ignore the truth and the answer. And then next year, and the year after that, and 5 years later, 10 years later, you're in this same position. Same position. The past will always matter. It will always matter, and we need to accept the truth. Sometimes, you know how they say, that the truth hurts. And again, we don't want to accept a lot of times that we are the ones making these types of mistakes. It's very difficult. So let's talk about what it means to live in the past. Living in the past means that you allow a negative situation from your past to negatively impact you today and tomorrow. So what do I mean? Well, let's go back to that example I used about my female friend. Actually, I know a lot of people, a lot of women, and a lot of them say the same shit. You know, a guy will tell them, oh, you know, you look beautiful, and then the woman will say, whatever, all guys say the same shit. They just want to have sex with me, right? I hear that all the time. You know, all guys are the same. They're all full of shit. Oh, really? Well, how many guys have you dated your entire life? What are you, you're 25, 26, 27? How many guys have you dated? Oh, I've dated a lot, Robert, a lot. At least 4. Could be 5. Yeah, all right. Okay, so you dated a handful of guys, and all of a sudden the entire population on this goddamn planet are all liars and jerks, right? You've got it all figured out, don't you? That's an example of how your past is negatively impacting you, is controlling you. You can't let a handful of idiots tell you how you are going to act for the rest of your life, okay? And don't hit me up with this excuse, oh, well, I'm just protecting myself, I'm protecting myself. No, that's bullshit, okay? That's an example of things you've got to let go. let go of it. When you meet a new person, get to know them, talk to them. Don't bring shit from your past into a brand new relationship, because no one person is the same. And when you bring negative bullshit into a relationship or into your job, into your career, it's going to negatively impact your relationships or your work performance, your job. It's going to hinder your ability to get promoted, move up, and get ahead in your life, okay? These are things you need to let go. Like any sadness or anger, any negative emotion that is hurting you today from something that happened to you years ago, that's an example of something you've got to let go, okay? But now, if you are fighting to get back something that you lost, again, could be a relationship, a marriage, maybe you're already divorced, maybe it's a business, you're trying to open a business but it seems like you can't, or maybe you opened a business and you had to close it down because you made mistakes, maybe the market, whatever, it was bad location, could be a billion different reasons. And then you turn around and you start studying your mistakes and you tell yourself, I really loved my wife or my husband. I really loved this business. I loved this job. And you turn around and you try to analyze, fix your mistakes, and get back something you lost. You want to get back something you love. That's not living in the past. Don't get the two confused and don't bullshit yourself. And you've got to be really careful with friends and family, because people will try to help you. They're going to tell you it's in the past, it's over, look in front of you. They're trying to help you, but it's actually not helping you. Again, going back to the therapists, when you go to see a doctor, when you go to see a therapist, and you could tell the therapist that your husband beats you, that he's lying, cheats, does drugs, steals all your money. You could tell him the worst thing. You could tell him or her the worst story. Did you know that a therapist they are not supposed to tell you to leave or stay. They are not supposed to tell you, well, you should try to go back and reopen your business, or you should not give up your business. They're not supposed to tell you that. What they're supposed to do is ask you the right questions to help you figure out what the best course of action is for yourself. They are supposed to get you to answer your own questions. They are never supposed to tell you what path to take. Okay? A lot of times we need to make these choices on our own. I myself have been trying to fix 2 friendships that I lost in the past 3 years. Friendships with people that really impacted my life in a very positive way. People that I loved. People that really helped me during a very difficult time in my life. But because of cultural differences, personal differences, a lack of communication and misunderstandings, we don't talk to each other anymore. And it makes me sad. I miss these people. Now, I'm not sitting here crying about it. I'm not letting that sadness affect me. I'm still moving forward. I'm still trying to build my company. I'm doing like a million different things that no one really knows about, not even my own family. I'm always trying to learn and get better and build different things. I'm not allowing the sadness to hold me back. That is the difference. And again, there's nothing wrong with trying to repair an old relationship. It doesn't matter how many years it's been. It doesn't matter that you're trying to get an old job back. Maybe you messed up and you had to leave, or whatever the reason is. It doesn't matter that you're trying to make amends, fix yourself, fix your mistakes. That's a good thing. And at the end of the day, it's your future. And you have to make decisions that are going to make you happy. Not your friends, not your family. I can't tell you what's important to you and what is not important to you. I can't tell you that. Everyone's different. You and I could go through the same situation and come out two totally different people. I can't tell you what you should and should not do. I can give you advice, perhaps. Maybe the advice will make sense to you and it'll help you figure out what you should do. But ultimately, you should make the choice. Don't make a choice based on what other people are telling you. You have to find the answer for yourself. Put the pieces of the puzzle together and figure it out. But if you want to turn around and try to fix things that you've lost, there is nothing wrong with that, and that is not living in the past. Okay? And before I end this particular little segment of this video here, I want to show you something. Okay? I had a friend of mine, a good friend of mine, and I think she's pissed with me because we had this conversation and she didn't like how I answered her. Okay? And I understand, I'm sorry, but she told me, Robert, you're trying to fix these friendships that you lost, okay? But did you try to talk to them? I said, yes, I did. Did they respond, Robert? Did they talk to you back? No, they haven't. Well, then that's it. End of story. Look at what's in front of you. Stop looking behind you. Now, I know she was trying to help me. I know, okay? But I'm going to show you something. Right now, I'm making this video, right? Right now, I'm looking at what's in front of me. You are what's in front of me. I'm making this video to help people who are facing difficult situations, to try and figure out the best way to deal with what you might be going through, okay? This is my focus. Now, let's say I turn this way. Am I actually looking to my right? No, I'm still looking at what's in front of me. Now let me turn around. What am I looking at now? I'm still looking at what's in front of me. Do you understand? What I'm trying to tell you is whatever I'm focusing on is what's in front of me. It is what's important to me. And if I choose to turn in this direction, or I want to fix this mistake I made in the past, or I want to fix this mistake, that is what's in front of me. That's what's important to me, and that's what I'm going to focus on. Because again, I want to build the future with people that I love, with people that are important to me. I want to fix the mistakes that I made in the past so I don't make the same mistakes in the future. So I learn, so I get better, so I get stronger. So in closing, I'm not trying to sound like an ass or a douchebag. I'm not trying to discourage or hurt anybody. What I'm trying to do is help people so they don't make the same mistakes that I did when I was growing up. TGT is a tech consulting company, okay? People wonder, why am I making these types of videos? And I've said many times, even though our primary goal is computer consulting, repair, shopping assistance, and all that wonderful stuff, we build things. And people want to know, why do we make these videos? It's because the only way that we as individuals are going to be successful is to first make sure we overcome the challenges that we have here. Okay, because if your mental state isn't correct, if you're not coming correct, you're not going to be able to be the employee or the business owner and leader that you need to be. You're not going to be able to be the husband or the wife or the father and mother that you need to be. You're holding yourself back when you make bullshit excuses. And we all, regardless of what mistakes we have made, how much we may have hurt people and all the bad shit that we have done, there is a reason for these choices. And as long as you're trying to get better, build yourself up, and you're trying not to be that past person that you were, and you're changing, and you're helping your family, and you're trying to be a good father or mother or whatever it is, we all deserve to be in a much better spot. Okay? So again, thanks for watching. Don't forget to share and subscribe. I know there are millions and millions of people who are dealing with issues like this right now. If you have anyone in your family or your friends that are dealing with tough situations, tell them to sit down in their, bed or whatever and get a glass of wine and just have a listen, okay? It really, really is important, and I really hope I was able to help some of you. So take care. Have a nice evening.